Hey everybody, welcome to 32 years of the Polar Bear Dip. That's right, for over 32 years right here at Bonnycastle, people have been jumping in that cold St. Lawrence River for River Hospital, and guess what? They've raised over $1 million doing that. Today, we're hoping just to do about 50,000, just raise about 50,000 of that. I think we might surpass it, but don't worry, you can keep donating right now during the event by just hitting that blue button right below this video. And you can even donate directly to your favorite dipper. My favorite dipper happens to be the CEO of River Hospital, Emily Masteller. Take it away.
Thanks, Alex. Welcome everyone to River Hospital's 2022 virtual Polar Bear Dip. Thank you so much for all of your participation and support of our wonderful hospital. More specifically, our emergency department and their need for new cardiac monitors. Your help is incredibly important to our hospital sustainability. Tonight we're hoping to have some fun, and although we're virtual, we're excited to share some really creative videos with you of those that are participating in our Polar Bear Dip in many, many different ways. And we hope to see you back in person soon. Thank you again so much for all you do for our hospital. Be well, stay safe. Back to you, Alex.
Well, thank you, Emily. And we're inside and warm now. Thank goodness. I am kind of grateful to not be out on that ice right now. And that's one of the benefits of doing this on the virtual panel. And speaking of getting warm, let's get warm with our judges now. It's so nice to see everybody's smiling faces, starting with you, Rebecca Hopfinger. Rebecca is the executive director at the Antique Boat Museum, a returning judge. It's nice to see you again this year of the Polar Bear Dip, and a strong supporter of not jumping in the St. Lawrence River. In her spare time, she has learned trapeze and is currently rehabbing an old farmhouse with her ice diving husband. Rebecca is judging today for style with warmth and acrobatics in mind. Rebecca, what are you hoping to see today?
Well, especially the warmth. I mean, that's the thing that I'm going for. And one of the reasons I'm a fan not of diving in the river.
Thanks, Rebecca. And now let's move over to Judge Wayne Strauss. And he's a writer for River Hospital, a Wall Street veteran. And in his youth, he participated in his own Polar Bear Dip each spring. He now teaches finance at St. John Fisher College in Rochester. Wayne is judging today for fundraising efforts and, of course, style as well. Wayne, it's nice to see you too. And when you're talking about fundraising, you're looking for just dollar amounts or kind of the creativeness in finding those dollar amounts?
Well, of course, dollar amounts can't be underestimated, but the creativity part is very important, and how people are going about raising their money is very important to me from a judging perspective. So nice to be back.
And last but certainly not least, somebody I've known for a very long time now in the North Country, Lynn Brown. Lynn is a River Hospital board member and was the president and general manager of WPBS TV for 20 years, which, Lynn, I can't believe that because you don't look old enough to have done that for 20 years. But she's judging for videography and production for today's clips. How do you expect to see kind of these people using the skills that you used to use for so long?
Hey, Alex, super good to be with all of you today. I am just so excited to see all of the different demographics, you know, from young ones all the way up to mature virtual dippers, let's say. And with today's technology, they can, you know, they're adding their own music, they're doing their own editing, super fun. So just excited to see everyone's creativity and imagination. And it's challenges like today, you know, we're in this virtual environment, but you get to see everyone's ingenuity really come up. So excited about that.
Well, Lynn, thank you so much. So for all of you at home, we want to let you know that our judges will be selecting winners for Best Dip Technique, Best Costume, and for our 3 dipper categories, we'll have team, adult, individual, and child dips. Fundraising will continue through the event, and fundraising winners will be announced on this site at 1 p.m. on Monday. So I think it's time, guys. Let the dip begin.
Let's begin.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Splurge.
while we combat this surge.
One nasal swab at a time.
We're winning the fight.
Each day and night.
And we need your nickels and dimes.
We're all pretty tough.
But we still need some stuff.
To stay ahead in the sport.
We remain the best.
We aced this test.
And quality care on the shore.
What fun. I love a good nursery rhyme. Let's start with you, Rebecca. What do we think?
Well, they all looked well dressed and warm, so high points there. But let's not, forget that while we've seen on the national news that ER departments across the nation have been our heroes, we have heroes in our own backyard. So kudos to the ER department at River Hospital.
Absolutely. And Wayne, obviously, kind of interesting to see people that need the fundraising doing the fundraising. And I know that's what you're judging on today. What do you think?
I thought that was a wonderful bit. I was a little horrified when I saw them throwing money, but as long as they're throwing it at River Hospital, that gets extra points. So that's very good. A good style.
And Lynn, we talked a little bit before the dip today about production style. They definitely did some cool editing here. What are your thoughts on that?
It's very well put together. You don't get much better than one nasal swab at a time. Let me just put that right out there. No, but it was very thoughtful. I love the piece with the dogs, night or day. They've got the black and the blonde dogs, and so in every scene they're representative of the narrative, and it was very creative and very well done. Super happy for them.
Well, moving right along here from the ER crew to Carson's tip. Take a look.
Help support River Hospital's COVID-19 response efforts. Cardiac monitor for the win.
Short but sweet. I like it. Wayne, this time let's start with you.
Carson's dip was wonderful. That kind of reminded me of me in a way out in my driveway. Only I had at least shoes on. So kudos to him for braving the elements and raising money. Good job, Carson.
Rebecca, I know you're zooming in today from the Antique Boat Museum. Any of your employees out there running around in the snow out your window?
No, and especially not in bare feet, but really, I love the extension on Carson's leg as he ended that in the drift. Very, very good.
We're going to move right along from one person to another, right here to Justin Rydberg's tip.
River Hospital Polar Bear Dip 2022. Outside temperature in Boulder, Colorado, 51 degrees. Water temperature, 35 degrees, according to the Boulder, Colorado Anglers Association. Here we have Justin Rydberg going to take the polar bear dip.
Well, I'm not sure that was any warmer than our river would have been, but I'll leave that up to the judges. Rebecca, let's start this time with you. What do you think of that one?
Of course, you can feel the cold and all of that makes me just shiver. But I think, there was great form as he jumped in the river, and that was particularly well noted.
Lynn, over the years, I've known you as a cannonball expert. Can you tell us your score or what you thought about this?
I love the fact that this is coming from Boulder, Colorado. So this is a young man that is supporting, I believe he has a relative that is a staff member at River, and so he's supporting his relative and River Hospital from afar in a very painful way. And at first I was a little bit concerned because that water looks like it's moving very swiftly, and then you can see it just kind of pools out into a little, a gentler pool, because I thought he was just going to go running right by. But awesome. Kudos to this young man. So happy to have him involved and helping out River Hospital.
Well, to say this has been entertaining so far is the least I can say. But nevertheless, let's take a little trip to the circus.
Hi, my name is Bridget Johnson, and this is my sister Madison, and this is my friend Katie, and that's my brother Jeremiah, and we're raising money for the River Hospital. Please like and subscribe down below to donate.
Wayne, I've heard people call you as your nickname, the Circus Master. So as the Circus Master, what would you say about these circus clowns?
That was one of the finest circus performances I've ever seen. And a great group fundraising effort. Good job to the kids. And if they made me sit out there in my bathing suit, I would insist on snacking too. So good for her.
Lynn, what are your thoughts here?
I believe this little group is also a repeat virtual dipper. Love seeing young kids get involved with this. I love the way she introduces everyone, and click down below to donate. I love that. You gotta give her a few extra points, Wayne, for that one, for the fundraising effort. Click below to donate.
Absolutely.
Very savvy youngster.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys know I work for ABC. Grey's Anatomy has been on forever, and I haven't watched since they killed off McDreamy, but we're gonna go ahead and go over to the McDream team right now.
I'm Riley Senecal. I accept the Polar Bear virtual dip for River Hospital.
I'm William Senecal, and I'm doing the virtual polar bear dip for River Hospital 2022. Yeah, baby.
Now, I know that Zoom can be a little blurry sometimes, but I was squinting trying to read the top of that underwear band. And Wayne, it looks like those that belong to you.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah. I loaned out my Superman garb. That was a very good group fundraising effort again. And I thought the use of and conservation of water was especially impressive. It couldn't have been too warm out there. So dumping a bowl of water over my head is something that I would have to think twice about. Good job.
Now, Wayne, I know that you said you were focusing on fundraising, but Lynn, you have worked at you worked at PBS for so long, which you had a lot of fundraising involved in that job. It's probably so great to see people fundraising in this way.
It really is, and just to think that they care so much that they're willing to reach out to friends and families and ask for support for this. That usually if you're involved in something like that, you're a little bit hesitant, but obviously they're passionate about it, so they ask family and friends, and everyone always comes together for a great cause. Like River Hospital.
Rebecca, same kind of goes for you at the Antique Boat Museum. So what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Well, I was a little shivery on the costume on this one. It really, you can't go wrong with Superman underwear, but it brings me warm and fuzzies inside because, this is, again, as Lynn and Wayne have stated, what a great cause and people coming together and making it happen for something special. So I love it.
What's your favorite movie of all time, Rebecca?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I have too many favorites.
Well, mine's Sister Act. So let's go ahead and jump over to Team Sister Act here.
Sister Act is our name. We're back in the game in the virtual polar bear dip.
We're joining all of the dippers, sporting PFDs, noodles, and flippers. We even brought some handy ice grippers.
Oh, you can see we are all a shiver. Can't wait for our pretend jump in the river.
We'll do our best if you do the rest. We'll succeed with this plan. Please give all that you can.
Adorable and 10 times better than the movie. Not that that's really saying much. Let's go ahead and start with you this time, Lynn.
Love their narrative. They're great writers. I think Wayne might agree that they've got some skill there. And again, it's just awesome seeing another demographic that might not be there to physically jump in the St. Lawrence River in February, but yet participating on a level like this and still wanting to do their part to help the hospital. So love their costumes, love their narrative, and the virtual dip in the water at the end, great production values.
Well, Lynn mentioned there for a moment about writing, and Wayne, let's go ahead and jump over to you as a writer.
Well, it was very well written, and the props were outstanding, especially the flipper. Really enjoyed the flipper. But I thought in particular that the investment in the very end was very worthwhile, helped to enhance the fundraising effort tremendously. So very good job. Looked great.
Well, thank you, judges. We're going to keep the program moving here and jump in to Team ATL.
That is cold. That is
This doesn't.
Are you awake?
I don't know.
It looked a little chilly, and I think there were some flawed costumes there in the sense of water might have got trapped into some of that plastic. Rebecca, I know that you said costumes were something you were looking at. Let's start with you here.
Well, they all had hats on, if I'm not mistaken. So points for that. A good hat in the winter is always useful, even if you're dipping in it. So I think, good points. Again, good effort. And the water was a pretty chilly appearance. But, I think overall, in and out, they executed well. No one totally slipped. So that was good.
Lynn, I see you have your scarf on there inside. What would you recommend to them outside?
To have a heated blanket ready when you're popping up out of there. I can't figure out what they're dipping in. I don't know if that's like a little pond insert or like a watering trough or what that is, but fits 3 at a time. And hey, it could be the next, hot tub somewhere down the road.
Well, for better or for worse, some folks might know that I enjoy a boozy brunch, and that's the name of our next team.
Yo, VIP, let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back.
TikTok, you don't stop. Love seeing the use of some new technology in here. Lynn, I know that's something you said you were looking for. What do you think?
Love that. Of course, I'm an 80s girl. So the music, doing it in slow-mo, they really gave it a great image and a fun feel. So super happy with that one.
As much as I love that they use TikTok, I'm not really sure how to use it myself. Wayne, I know you're TikTok famous.
Oh yes, yeah, I have a huge following. And I thought that their use of the props was very good. Loved the old technology with the inflatables. At the end, that must have been a pretty big hole they dug to jump into, but it worked out very well, and it was a great effort. So nice job.
And your biggest fan on TikTok, we'll talk to next, Rebecca.
Yes, absolutely. So I really enjoyed that everyone was fully clothed rather than in itsy bitsy teeny weeny bikinis in this one. So I give them high points for that. And, you know, there were some pretty good acrobatics there back and forth. So all good score.
Well, we'll keep the program moving here, and we'll start now. Friesen for a reason.
And we are Friesen for a reason.
Baby, I'm ballin', 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 ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin', 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 ballin'. Give me the mic, I'm back.
Well, they definitely were Friesen, just as their name said. This time, Wayne, let's start with you.
I give them points for good use of snow. It looked very cold where they were, and everybody certainly did their part. Especially I enjoyed seeing Silas. He seems to be the guy who'd like to stay inside and nice and comfy and warm. So I liked it. It was very good.
He was definitely the smart one in the group, even though he looked to be the youngest. Lynn, what are your thoughts here?
This is just so much fun, and you can see the entire family from the youngest, the little grandson, to the grandparents, and all the way from Cazenovia to Ogdensburg. And show me a baby in a furry bear hat any day, and I don't even remember the rest of the video. What a beautiful child! So he might raise some money for him.
Rebecca, we'll end with you.
Great hat, as Lynn mentioned. I mean, that just brought warm and fuzzies all the way down to your fingertips. So I thought it was great because of the multi-generations and, developing that idea of philanthropy throughout a whole family, from grandparents on down to grandkids, is wonderful.
Well, speaking of the youngsters, our next group is called the LCS Second Grade Superstars. Love it, and you can quite literally see the love there. So, Rebecca, what do you think?
Oh, I mean, it was a wonderful group effort. Everyone looked warm, which was fabulous. And the wave action around the heart just, melts my heart.
Wayne?
That was some great choreography right there. Those are second graders. They're well on their way to stardom, I would say. And nice big group to be raising some funds for River Hospital. So good job, everybody.
And Lynn, I know that you love love. What are your thoughts here?
I do, and because we're raising money for the cardiac monitors, how creative is that for the kids to form in the shape of a heart? And, I was thinking, I've seen people try to do the wave and mess it up, and the fact that they're all kind of able to stand up, and keep that little domino effect going. As second graders, I was super happy for them. So their teachers got to be proud, as well as their parents, and it's another great day for River Hospital.
Well, judges, I just think that you are the bee's knees, and so is our next group.
Great day to be a supporter of River Hospital.
Happy Polar Bear Dip 2022. You want water? Yeah, do it. Okay.
I think I recognize that beekeeper even with the bee keeping mask on, but it's so funny to try to recognize people with their mask on these last couple of years. We were getting pretty good at it. Rebecca, what are your thoughts here?
Well, as far as warmth and costuming goes, I mean, fully covered, head to toe, no flesh showing. So that's fabulous. And acrobatics, well, you know, there's some acrobatic, you know, need to use those cross-country skis. So very good, infectious laugh, great cause, wonderful job.
Wayne, what do you think here?
Yeah, that had to be pretty cold. It looked like a couple of those buckets were frozen. That could almost be a biathlon. You got your cross-country skiing and your beekeeping going on at the same time. I thought it was brilliant. As far as the beekeeping suits, my understanding is that the bees are generally sleeping during the winter, so great repurposing of all the gear. Good job.
Thank you, judges. Team Huguenot is next.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, crush a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly, when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it, you better gain weight. You better hit bulls out, a kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the book while my DJ revolves it.
Well, I have to say that, Rebecca, you probably are familiar with this too, of just the reach of the river. Everywhere you go, there seems to be a connection back to the river. It's great to see people coming from all over together for this great cause. What do you think here?
Well, absolutely, Alex. You hit the nail on the head with this one. I mean, to be so far apart geographically, but so close, you know, with this particular cause and this team effort. And I thought it was fabulous. Not high points for warm costuming, but there was some pretty good acrobatics in that one.
Lynn?
Love the fact that it's, you know, up and down the East Coast, Massachusetts to Palm Beach. I love some of the graphics and the music. And again, that this was a multi-generational family and a great effort. Very well done.
Speaking of moving around the map, let's move over to Wayne.
I thought that was a very efficient use of resources rather than trying to get everybody together, have them all spread out. And again, the ones in Florida seem to be having a little bit of an advantage there, but that was some pretty fancy footwork on the snowboard. So great job.
Judges, thank you for those comments. That was our last dip of the evening. And so now it's time that your work is going to kick in. Let's go get those tallied up. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Stephanie Weiss, who's the Executive Director of Development at River Hospital. Stephanie, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, Alex. Thanks for being with us, and thanks to all our awesome judges while they are doing their work to tally the results and find our winners. I just want to say a quick thank you to a couple folks. Number one, the Friends of River Hospital, and that's the committee that really invented this event in order to support the hospital years and years ago, and has been going on ever since. obviously in a different format the last couple of years, but as you guys are helping us do, we're keeping the event alive and keeping the momentum going. So thanks to Friends of River Hospital for really being the power behind getting this event started. And then of course, we couldn't do this without our wonderful sponsors of the event. They showed up for us, even though the format was different. So I'll have you guys join me in just thanking all the sponsors for a minute while you tally your scores. So thanks.
Well, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you again for everybody here for tuning in and everybody involved in making this event happen, especially these people, the winning team for style. You guys ready? Drum roll, please. Team Huguenot. Woo! The individual dipper winning the style category is Justin Rydberg. Justin.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo.
That was
Got
some good
this.
style. Oh, this was probably the toughest category for you judges, I would bet. The child dipper winning for style. Carson.
Yay.
Yeah.
The winning team for best costume, Sister Act.
Yay!
The winning individual for best costume, and I would argue for best team name, Freezing the Bee's Knees.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
The winning child dipper for best costume is Katie and the Johnson Circus.
Go Katie.
So thank you to everybody who participated once again, and to all of you who have been donating, but fundraising is ongoing. So top fundraisers will be announced on this site Monday at 1 p.m. But let's get a little track on where we are. We're gonna send things back over to Stephanie, who's gonna give us an update on the fundraising results of the event. Stephanie?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I'm very happy to let everybody know that at this point, we have actually surpassed our fundraising goal and surpassed what we did with the virtual event last year. We're over $66,000 for River Hospital, which means our ER gets their cardiac monitors to help them through this challenging time. So thank you so much to everybody who supported the event. We're just so happy to see, like you guys have been saying, it's so great to see people come together. We so appreciate you amazing judges. So round of applause for our lovely, wonderful judges. And Alex, thanks for emceeing for us. It was always so much fun as always. It's not the same, but this event has its own charms. And we're so grateful to the parts that all of you have played in doing that. And like Alex said, check back right here on the site to see the final winners. Right now, I'll give you a sneak peek in the fact that the team ER actually is managing to pull way ahead in the fundraising. So keep an eye on them and a couple of others to see who wins the award for those top categories, which will be announced on Monday. So, but we're so happy with how this went, and it was fun and it was great to see everybody. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Seen the toughest around, and I know, baby, just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. I ain't the worst that